Hi everyone, welcome. It's Angel Monday, and I've got the cards out to give you a reading for the week ahead. So I'm not just going to be doing a reading for the group this week, I'm going to be giving some individual readings or pulling cards for individual people who come online and would like a card. So welcome. I'm a little bit late this morning, but there were barking dogs and in trucks and all the noise, so I just waited until the noise calmed down before bringing the reading for the week ahead. So say hi as you come online so that I know that you're there, and I'll check out the comments. Hi Sumi, how are you? Be nice if you put a please in there. Good morning, Tyler. So I'm getting out the Angel Guides deck. I really feel like we need some powerful protective energy this week. The energy's been quite intense and rough since the full moon. And so this is the kind of time when I feel like that, when I feel like the stress is weighing down, or there is some intense energy around, or just overwhelmed. Maybe there's stuff going on in your life and you feel like it's weighing you down. That's when you call on Archangel Michael. So I'm going to I'll wait till there's a few more people online, and I will do an Archangel Michael invocation. And hi Donna, thanks Sumi. Hi Lindsay. I'm glad that it was helpful, the card I pulled for you last week. Thank you for saying that. It's good for other people to know that too. So I do private readings. I do half hour and 1 hour, and you can book them from anywhere in the world. So you don't have to be in Australia or in my town, because I do everything, all of my work online now. I don't do anything in person apart from my retreats. So, okay, let me pull some cards out for you. And that's good. This is good. I can see the comments, which makes a change. I couldn't see them last week. I've also bought my book, Loving Your Sensitive Self, and I thought it would be good to do what so many people do with this book. This is your Loving Your Sensitive Self, a guide to managing and protecting your energy. So it's for people who feel sensitive, empathic. You tend to soak up the energy of other people, or you feel other people's pain really deeply, or you just generally pick up the energy of the location you're in, all kinds of things. And of course, being sensitive isn't a problem. It's not a, really, it's a psychic channel. And it's the beginnings of, well, it's your intuition letting you know loud and clear what is good for you and what isn't good for you. And when you start listening to it and treating it like an intuitive channel, then, which is how I tell you how to do that in this book, then it starts to develop and become clearer. But you also stop getting such intense feelings unless they're needed, because if you're listening, then your body doesn't have to give you such big signs that something is off, right? Morning, Natty. So I actually did a little random opening this morning and just before this, and the page is 73 if you've already got this book, and it says, allowing yourself to receive. The giving and receiving of energy should always be in balance. When the energy out outweighs the energy in, it creates an imbalance in the form of resentment and seeming lack. And when the reverse is true, like you are only receiving but you're not giving, you get blockages like guilt, dissatisfaction, discontentment. So without awareness, sensitive people and healers, light workers, can become trapped in the cycle of overgiving, resentment, and exhaustion. And to exacerbate this, you become overly focused on feeling responsible for other people. Is that you? Do you feel like that? Sensitives often do not reach out when they need help because they know how it feels to be drained, and they fear sapping other people. So this is a message to remind you to let yourself receive, to reach out to other people and situations, to create more balance in your life so that you are receiving and giving. You're not just giving. And when you heal that, you heal a lot of resentment, you heal a lot of pain, your body can calm down. And also it balances up the abundance in the universe. So the abundance that you receive. So the law of attraction is, if I only give, I have a belief that, everyone else can't survive without me, or I have to prove my worth, I have to overwork, I have to give, and I have to give of myself. And that creates lack. And then that lack reflects in the universe. So the lack of energy, the lack of support, the lack of time also reflects in your bank account as a lack of money, a lack of income, a lack of material good, maybe other things that you're trying to manifest in your life, like abundance, like a job, like your love life. So the more you focus on balancing that, okay, I am allowed to receive, give yourself permission to receive, then you start to bring up that balance in your energy, and you will see it reflected in your outside life. So is there something in your life that you feel is lacking at the moment? So hi Kathleen, hi Cecilia, Donna, what is there something in your life that you feel is lacking? And can you look within and go, okay, where is this lack mirroring for me in my inner life, in my thoughts, in my behavior, in things that are going on? So, I'm doing a workshop, an online workshop on manifesting with the Archangel Metatron in 2.5 weeks. And it's only 47 Australian dollars to join. It's about 35 American dollars, I think. And you can join from anywhere in the world. You can also get the replay. But I'm going to be teaching you some manifesting steps so that you can really activate your energy to start to magnetize to you the positive things that you want to create in your life. And that includes health and healing, happy families, relationships, money, jobs, all of it, because your energy is meant to be active and activated and drawing to you those things that you want, not just drawing to you problems and lack and scarcity. So I'm going to talk to Archangel Michael and pull us a card for the week ahead, which is collective for everybody. Anybody who watches or listens to this reading, and I know that many hundreds of people do, because I send it out with my newsletter every week. And if I don't send it out, or I send it out a bit late, I get messages from people saying, where is it? Which is a real compliment, right? But it also shows you that how much we want and need our angels' guidance in our life, and how when they bring through those messages, how important it is. So before I get to your questions and comments, I will call on Archangel Michael, because I think that's what's needed at the moment. So I ask for and invite the divine, loving, protective presence of Archangel Michael for everybody who is willing to receive and allow Archangel Michael into their presence, into their life, into their energy at this time. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for surrounding us in your loving energy. Thank you for clearing away the effects of fear and all of the toxins and lower energies that are interfering with our experience of peace, love, and abundance on this planet. Help us individually to see above the problems, the challenges that we are now facing, and to attract positive solutions, peace, harmony, and the ultimate sense that we are loved and guided in every moment. Thank you also for protecting us, for protecting everyone who's listening, watching this session, for surrounding each person in your protective light, and if necessary, holding them in your wings. Please protect us from all which would interfere with our sense of peace and all that would harm us and our loved ones. And so it is. Thank you, Archangel Michael. And thank you for bringing through a message for everyone today, some guidance that will bring about the highest good, the path, the best path. So I'm going to start with the Archangel Tarot, and I've got a little interloper here, another card that doesn't belong in that deck. We'll take a look at that one afterwards. So thank you, Archangel Michael. What guidance do you have for us for the week ahead? How we can overcome our problems and challenges, and how we can manifest that which is for our highest good. So I always ask, when I'm asking the angels for guidance, I always make sure I direct it either to the angels, to an angel, and also ask a question. Because if we don't ask a question, we don't get an answer, do we, really? Okay. A little bit more shuffling to do. Thank you, Archangel Michael. All right. Oh, lovely cards. Now, before I show you those, I'm going to pull one from the Ask an Angel deck, which I haven't had out for a long time. They're a bit bigger, a bit harder to shuffle. Now, someone commented last week on another group I'm in, a mastermind that I'm in, about my shuffling. And yeah, okay, I've been shuffling for like 17 or longer than that, because I always had cards my whole life. Since I was a teenager, I've had oracle cards. But and as a professional, I've been doing it for about 17 and a half years. But you don't have to be able to shuffle like me to get a good angel reading. You know, if you want to throw the cards on the table and mush them around and then bring them back together, or pick 3 or 4 randomly, or just, you know, this is another method I use where you can just sort of take chunks of them and cut them and put them in between each other. So you don't have to be good at shuffling cards. It's just something that comes with practice. Ha, love it. Okay, let's focus on these. So the first card, and this is for everyone, there are messages. So if you've got a burning question, you're saying, oh, she hasn't pulled a card for me yet. Don't worry, listen carefully, not only to me, but also to your intuition as I'm speaking, because Archangel Michael is working through me to you. And so you might hear something that another person won't hear. You might think of something when I'm speaking, which is connected, that will bring you to the guidance that you're looking for. So this one is the first card. It's the present situation, everything we need to know right now. So this is a lovely one. It's actually a card of being on the right track, moving forward. It does have guidance in it too. So we've got 2 figures walking together on a beach. It's a very harmonious and peaceful image. I'm listening to Archangel Michael as I speak. We've got a rainbow, which is always a blessing, right? When we see a rainbow, we know our angels are saying we are close. It is almost like it's an arc, isn't it? So it's like a dome of protection. And we've got Archangel Gabriel here, and the number is 2. So this is about not trying to do everything on your own. Now, remember when I did the little reading from my book earlier, that the angels were talking about letting yourself receive. So it might be that you need to reach out to another person to help you through this, which you're going through right now. Now, some of you might have already done that, or you might have somebody with you in mind. So this is saying to you, if you can find someone who understands, now this could be a professional, it could be a lawyer, a solicitor, a healer, a therapist, someone in the area that you need help, that understands where you're going, what the direction is, what it wants to look like, and can help you carry the load or even give you good advice. That is what's being guided for you right now. It's telling you that great progress is possible on your desires and dreams, that you can make great strides, but please don't try to make it all by yourself. So it might be, you know, I've recently taken on another assistant. That's an example. It could be, you know, I've been wanting to call my sister, or I've been wanting to call my therapist or healer for ages about this. I'm going to do it. So it's asking you to take action, because there's a push needed to get through what you're going through so that you can get to what you want. Another card here. Now, how beautiful is that we invoked Archangel Michael, we prayed to him, asked for his help and protection, and he shows up in such a powerful way in this card, the King of Michael. So this one, notice his stance. I mean, what does that say to you? He's so protective. He's also very firmly on the path, and I'm noticing how the yellow flowers are sort of either side of him. So again, remember, this is about making great strides, moving forward. This one is saying to you, again, stay focused on what you want. Be careful of, you know, chasing squirrels and shiny things and butterflies. it's like, don't get distracted. Stay where you are. Allow Archangel Michael, invoke him into your situation. Say, please help me with this specific situation. And he will be there for you. In fact, I heard him say, I will be there. I will be there. And there's a castle behind him. So very much the message in this card is you are safe. You are safe. Things are working out behind the scenes that you may not understand. So, you know, sometimes, and I find this when the energy gets really intense and magnified, like with the full moon that we had last week, is that it's not just the good stuff that gets magnified, right? Full moon's a good time to do your intentions, but it's also the fear that gets magnified. You know, if you have a thought, it's like 10 times more worrying than it would have been when it wasn't during this super full moon. It's like your mind blows everything up out of proportion. So be careful of that, because this card is very much not just about protection and reassuring you, it's telling you to stay grounded and to ask for the angels' help. Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, we've got Archangel Chamuel here as well, to help you tone down your thoughts and to do the daily work of clearing the fear out of your energy field. A simple white light meditation, calling on Archangel Michael, and then doing some deep breathing to consciously release your fears and worries will help bring everything down. I always say that fear is like pouring petrol on a fire. It makes it worse. So whenever we're going through something and we start to add more fear to it, or we don't focus on calming ourselves down, getting rational, getting peaceful, getting calm, then the fear just blows up, and it tends to then enhance the drama. It tends to cement things in place a little bit more. So they're really saying to you, you know, you need help, and you also need to do some work on that fear and clear it, get grounded, call on Archangel Michael. The outcome couldn't be better, really. This one is beautiful. It's, look at that, it's Archangel Baziel. Now, in a couple of months, I've got a workshop with Archangel Baziel, and I was just picking the artwork for it this morning. So it's lovely that he's shown up too. And we've got our manifesting workshop next in 2 weeks. So this is Archangel Raziel, the magician, and this is saying there's a brand new beginning coming. Now, we've had this for a few weeks, and it's like, once you get yourself grounded, protected, clear some fear, get some help, you've got a success. It's like you've got a chance of making it work, but it's almost as if some things need to be cleaned up, removed even. Maybe you need some clutter and distraction removed, the fear, of course. So there's a chance of you making it successful, whatever it is that you're focusing on at the moment. So let me know in the comments, how is that helpful for you at the moment? Hi, Chris. Hi, Kyla. Hey, Kathleen. So our card from the Ask the Angels deck, this is the Blue Angel deck, is Divine Justice by Archangel Chamuel. Now, look how Chamuel is protecting the heart. So this isn't about closing your heart down, shutting down, giving up, having a tantrum with the universe. This is about going, all right, I'm protecting my heart. And sometimes that means, okay, I don't overshare with people that aren't maybe, you know, sometimes when you've got a brand new idea, or you're about to do something special, some people will throw a wet blanket on it, whereas other people will cheer you on. You want to share your dreams and heart's desires and even your problems with people who are supportive, even if you have to pay them, right? Rather than risk sharing it with people who will want to undermine you, bring you down, or make you feel less than. So that's called protecting your heart. It's not shutting it down. So, and this is about divine justice. It's about things coming back into balance, the right things. So I see so much on the internet lately about people casting aspersions, you know, thinking negative things about the future, about what could happen. And of course, there is many things that can happen. But if we focus on those things, we're literally creating them, right? Casting aspersions, like casting a spell. You're sending your negative thoughts into the negative future. So if you've got something coming up, you're anxious about it, you're worried about it, or you're thinking, oh, this won't work, about your dreams, undo that, cancel it, delete it, cut the cord with that thought, and come back to divine justice. All is in divine and right order. And recognize that when you focus on the good is what grows in your life. So it's just like when you focus on the worst, that is what becomes magnified, and it creates more fear, and we pour petrol on the flames of our disasters. So Chamuel is the angel, really looks after your heart, helps you with your soulmate and your love relationships. And sometimes soulmates aren't just our romantic partners, they're children, pets, best friends. Helps you with the relationships in your life and keeping your heart open and focusing on and sending divine love to those situations rather than fear and worry. So this is beautiful. So Cecilia says, I can't thank you even the angels enough, and the undermining statement is just what I needed to hear, as I don't have many I can trust. Yeah, and rather, Cecilia, it's a really good point. Sometimes knowing we can't trust someone it's upsetting, right? And it can be a big distraction. I've done this sometimes where you realize, like, that person just wasn't very nice about something that I'm really happy about. And you go, they're jealous, or they're not really my friend, or whatever. But then if you get caught up in that, you spin down in the vibration of that. So the thing is, really, when we can discern, okay, that's perhaps not a good person to share my stuff with. This is a good person to share my stuff with. Or maybe I've got to keep it to myself for a little while and find a good therapist or a healer or a counselor. Then we've followed our intuition and we get our power back rather than feeling bad about what that person couldn't do. And sometimes some people aren't trustworthy, not because they're bad people, but because they just haven't got to that level in their life, or they're going through some themselves. And it's up to us to lay down the boundaries, right? That's great. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there goes my phone again. Double rainbow, taking your grandson back. Okay, I didn't read that full post earlier, but yeah, so keep working with Archangel Michael, keep doing the prayers, visualize him safe, and do your best, do your best to clear fear from yourself on a regular basis. Yeah. And keep saying all is in divine and right order. Sumi, very helpful. I'm grounding myself. Good. I'm going to have a cough again. Excuse me. Sorry. I should edit that out, but I won't because I don't have time. Lindsay says, I called on Archangel Michael for guidance today, and this couldn't be more spot on. You talked to me last week about cutting cords with my fear. That's exactly what I've been working on. I'm on the right path. That's great. That's awesome. I saw a rainbow yesterday too, Natty, and you kept seeing 222. And 222 is your prayers are coming into fruition. So I see the little 2. You know how the 2 is like, I see it like a little seed. You know when a seedling pushes through the earth. I see that the 2s as being like seeds. So it's like what you've been praying for, visualizing and imagining is coming to fruition. Keep going. Because we've got to remember to not give up or think, oh yeah, I've done my manifesting and leave it. Melinda says, I needed to hear that. No worries. So beautiful cards for this week. Now that extra card that was in there, take a divinely guided chance. This has come up a few times. I don't know how it ended up in that deck, but it's obviously, it's full. I don't know if you can see it on camera. It's a beautiful image. This is one of the abundance deck, I think. It's got all these tiny little cherubs in it, like several, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little cherubs whizzing about in that image as the children are looking at this beautiful candle. So, and this is about taking a chance, like, and feeling divinely guided, not just leaping in where angels fear to tread, but taking, it's going, okay, I've been hearing this guidance for ages to start my own business or to write a book or whatever, and I'm going to do it. This is a good time to do it. So we'll take that as a little bonus card. So has anyone else got a question? I'm going to do a couple before I sign off. So if you would like, if you're watching, you haven't made a comment yet, or I can see some more. So Chris says, you mentioned children could be soulmates. I just had the thought earlier that my son could be my soulmate. He expresses his love whenever I need it the most. Yeah, beautiful. So yeah, I think, you know, some of the things that we think about and we talk about, like soulmates, I've learned from the angels that there's so much more to those concepts than we initially think. You know, we like things packaged up, don't we? We're like, okay, that's what that is. But a soulmate can be part of your soul group, your soul pod, I like to say. So they've incarnated in this lifetime to help you in some way, to support you, and you them as well. And sometimes the romantic soulmates are not ones that end up being our life partner, because the romantic soulmates have come to teach us something and to help us, maybe something that we're lacking, or to learn something we didn't know, and might be boundaries or something. So, but soulmates, yeah, can be children, can be friends, can be pets. I know that one of my dogs was definitely a soulmate, and he has been with me many lifetimes. And they bring that feeling of love. Yes. So many. Yasmin, can you tell me about my studies and path? Will I change from university, please? So I don't work with dates of birth. So you just want to know if it's a good idea for you to change from university, because remember, the power is in your hands, that you're not helpless, that the angels will never tell you what you must do, but they will give you guidance for your highest good. So, okay, I'm going to take the card that fell out because it was so strong. So this one is Archangel Chamuel as well, focusing on divine love, your heart. What does your heart want? This card is about pausing for reflection. So in a way, the angels are saying to you right now, don't rush this decision, because it's a big one, and it also requires more perspective, more knowledge, maybe looking at it from a different angle. So in the card, there's an angel hanging upside down, and it's a positive thing. He's kind of, you know, he's playing, he's looking at the world from a different perspective. So what, you know, this isn't for you to answer, but only to yourself, and maybe even write a letter to your angels, Yasmin, and ask about, you know, say how you're feeling, what you're struggling with, and ask for clarity. Because, you know, it might be little change that you need to make, or an adjustment. So it does feel like change is needed, but you need to be not rushed about it. You know, I wouldn't say, yes, leave now. I wouldn't say that at all. That wouldn't be the right thing to do. You need maybe to discuss, get some different perspectives, talk to your angels, and one step at a time. I feel like maybe some stress reduction is needed as well. So that might be a slight change in the path, but not a major change, but it's for your highest good. Okay. Let me see. Renee, I've just made a big decision. I'm wondering if that was the correct decision for my highest good. I don't understand no move this past weekend. I don't understand that part. So if you could just clear up, what is your question? Like, what do you want the angels to guide you on? Erica wants to, I'll wait and I'll do your reading next, Renee. So ask for guidance. I've made a big move. Okay, all right, I'll do yours. I've made a big move. So are you second guessing it now that you've moved? And I'm presuming you're talking about a location or a house, because sometimes we use that language, right? Move, and it could be like, I've made a big move, I've just invested hundreds of dollars, or okay, Archangel Michael, please can you give some guidance to Renee about her recent decision? Okay, so it looks good. It looks good. This isn't like the angels jumping up and down and cheering. This feels like it's Epiphany. It's the Hermit in the traditional tarot. It's about going within, meditating, sitting with the energy of what you're doing. And what it feels like is a lot of anxiety and stuff has come up, and you're unable to get to that clear centered place. So the first word I saw when I read this card was joy. So it feels like it's got long-term ramifications in a positive way that is bringing you more peace, and you know what you're doing. This is what Archangel Michael's saying to me. You know what you're doing. You've made this for a reason. The 9 is completions. So it's like a tick, good job. Get some meditation happening, get a routine happening, right? Everything's up in the air. Get some stuff happening where you can get into going within your center, communicating with Archangel Michael and Archangel Raziel, and you'll start to feel more peaceful about it. So when you say highest good, yeah, highest good. It's it's the guru on the top of the mountain. Yeah. So Erica, and I'll just do one more after that. Just going back, because sometimes I miss people's requests. Now please help me out and ask a question, rather than I want a card pulled. Right. So I'm asking for Erica's guidance about Erica's divorce. Oh dear. Feels like you've been rushed a bit or something, Erica, either mentally or actually physically. It was like this feeling. All right. Feels like it's coming. You're definitely closer. So this is Raziel, and I would do some violet flame stuff. Put the relationship in the violet flame. Ask that all old karma be burned off, because that's what the violet flame does. Use the violet flame mantra. I know that you've attended my workshops before, so you will have that in the collection of stuff that I've taught. Now, self-control and patience. The angel said to me, again, and this is a different card, a different energy, don't rush. So they don't want you to push, because things will go out of balance. It's like you're coming to a place of compromise. You're coming to a place of understanding with your ex-partner, and things are being cleaned up at the moment. So it's important to keep it not stagnant, not still, moving forward slowly. And you remember what I said last week, infinite patience creates immediate results. As you clean up those loose ends, it's happening. So it feels close. It does feel close. Yes. So as I said, I like questions on a I don't know, just because I think, general questions make a general answer. And all right, so Sumi asked me earlier, did you have a question, Sumi? Because you were right in there first with the requests. All right. Okay, Nicole. Guidance on your relationship. Okay, thank you. I think with readings, that when we're asking the angels for something, just imagine you've invoked this huge archangel, right? And has appeared in front of you and is ready to help you. And you're bound to be nervous and go, I don't know what I want to ask. What do I ask? And then you come up with a crystal clear, the thing that's most on your mind, the thing that's closest to your heart. Ask that, Hi, Pippi. Saw you pop up there. Hi, Amanda. So I'm asking for Nicole. Oh, you've got Archangel Raphael with you, Nicole. Just didn't come out on the card, but I just heard that. So Raphael is a great angel to have with you for relationships, love relationships. Of course, he's better known as the healing angel, and definitely the healer's angel, but also for helping you to heal medical and health issues and emotional issues. But it's also really, really good to call on for help with relationships. So this feels like early days in the improvement of your relationship. You've got the page of Gabrielle. So the page is, you can be optimistic, you can be joyful. I feel like what you do need to do is do some cord cutting and forgiving of what has occurred. Now that doesn't mean that you don't address the issues, right? If it's not like, oh, forgive and forget and move on, because if you don't address the issues, they'll just come up again. But it's like a new start, a feeling of, okay, we've done that, let's put it behind us and move forward. So it looks good, it does look good, but they are saying this is early days. So don't try not to run too far into the future. Bring play, adventure. It's like, see this as an opportunity to have fun. Yeah. So optimistic. I feel like there's some alignment stuff where you need to sort of get on each other's wavelength a little bit. I'm going to leave that card there. I don't want to disappear. Okay. Hi, Karen. Hi, Fatima. Tyler. Living arrangements. All right. Without even pulling a card, Tyler, there's this sense of come into your power. Come into, okay, this is a challenge and I need to call in the solution. And I know for sure there is a solution, and it's easy, it's affordable, it's all the things that I need it to be. You need to do some manifesting on this issue. It's like the struggle and the wondering, the lack of balance that you talk about, that's been impacting you. So it's like, take a step back, as if you're looking at it from above maybe, and like, what would I do if I could do it? What's the ideal solution? And how can I make, how can I call that in? It's like, if you get too caught up in the how, you will you'll get lost. So it's, first of all, it's about getting clear on what you want and putting it out there, and working on your faith. I feel like you're a bit drained, So you need to bring the heart energy up a bit of Reiki on yourself, prayer, meditation, anything that brings that, you know, sitting outside in nature, not stressing. And ask the angels to help you with in the moment now solutions as well, to help you find that balance. It's like, I want to say to you, it's possible. You just need to believe it. Yeah. So leap of faith is your card. So isn't that lovely? That's Archangel Metatron, who's the angel of the webinar I'm doing this month. Believe in yourself. It's exactly what they said to you, right? Believe in yourself. So yeah, you know, when people say to me, will this happen? Will I leave university? Will my living arrangements change? Will I meet my soulmate? Will I get the money I need? I always say to them, come back to free will. We're not all on a canoe floating towards our destination, our destiny. We are paddling, and our thoughts, our expectations, our energy creates the outcome, attracts it, rather than it being destined. It's just, is it going to happen or is it not going to happen? So that's why I don't do yes no answers in readings, because, you know, nothing is written in stone. So once you start to, and this is why I'm doing the webinar this month, 21st of May, is that I'm teaching you how to do manifesting with the angels, so you don't feel like you're on your own with it. And you can say, okay, this is the outcome that I want to create. This is the problem I want to solve. And putting it out there and starting to work with the angels to co-create that, so you're not on your own doing it. And then you don't feel like, I mean, okay, some things are out of our control, right? We don't have control over life and death. We don't have control over certain things happening out there in the world, but we do have control in our reactions. And actually, we have a lot more power in things than we realize in our everyday stuff. So, you know, your income isn't fixed. Your living situation isn't fixed. It can always change, and probably will. So, you know, it's not if it will happen or whether, it's more a case of you making the decision that it will. Yeah. Melinda, I think I missed you last week, didn't I? So I'm going to do Melinda as a final one. And apologies to everyone else who's asked. So Melinda, I'm coming back to you. Where are you? Help, I can't find your question. It was about health. Anyway, let's do that. So, I'll go back to front card. Archangel Michael, what guidance do you have for Melinda's health? And remember that everything that's been done can be undone. So if you feel like you've made a mistake somewhere, you can undo it. You can manifest a different path. This is a nice card to get, Melinda, for your health. This is Strength, Archangel Ariel. Now you think we'd get Archangel Raphael, but not necessarily, right? And I hope you've already invoked Raphael. I always, when going through health issues, you can say, Raphael, guide me to the right practitioner, the right path, the right information that will bring me back to my full health in as short a time as possible. I'm still trying to find your question. There's lots of M names. I keep going past. No, can't see it. All right. So this one is, Ariel is sitting with the lion. Now, her name means lioness of God. So there's courage, strength, and this recognition that if you can boost your own self-confidence, it's not just about courage, it's about confidence in yourself, confidence in your intuition, and trusting that you're on the right path. This is going to really help you. It's like, again, they want you to recognize the powers within you, and that nothing is more powerful than you. So don't let whether it's a doctor or a health professional or other people's opinions or even a diagnosis scare you, because, right, it's what we let in our mind. Got to change our mindset. So it's also the 1/1 card. So the 2 ones is like an energetic gateway is opened that you can walk through, that is you're starting to manifest the outcome that you want. So get into trust and get into working with Ariel to manifest the outcome that you want, Melinda. So I think your question was around whether you'd made the right path. I feel like you did, but I feel like there are other things as well that you can pull in, supportive energy. So if you'll just invoke those 2 angels, Ariel and Raphael, you will start to be introduced to people, you'll get ideas, you'll open a magazine and there'll be an article and it'll all be relevant, it'll all be things that can help you, and you'll really feel that support coming in for you. Okay. It's so hard when we lose someone, isn't it, Laurie? I'm sorry that you lost your dad 4 years ago. And it's, you know, there's no kind of time limit on grieving. I think, you know, I was saying to my mum last night, I always talk to mum on a Sunday, that, you know, my dad passed away 14 years ago. And in some moments, that's still as hard as it was 4 years in or 2 years in. But, you know, what are you struggling with? You know, that's what you need to focus on, because when we struggle for a long time, it's okay, we're having a thought about them or how they passed or our them, and how that's the thing that's affecting you, not the fact that he's on the other side. So it might be that you need to do some energy clearing, and to really get, when I say energy clearing, sometimes grief is grief, right? But there's sometimes we get a build up of it. And it's not just the grief, it's the thoughts that we have. Maybe it's the why, maybe it's it shouldn't have happened like this, or what am I without them? All those things that are disempowering us and adding that extra fear to our energy, so that each time the angels are kind of lifting you to get you out of that cloud of grief, you go back under because you're being swamped by other things. So he is okay, Laurie. He is okay, and he really wants you to be okay. What I'm hearing is it's your turn to, you know, to really live your life, to really look after yourself. So he is okay. But yes, you can ask for a sign for him to come into your dreams. Or you can just ask for a sign, because sometimes when we get a bit specific about signs, we get attached to them, right? We say, I want you to do this. And then we miss the thing that they are doing, you know, which could be absolutely spectacular, but we're not looking at it because we're waiting for the thing we've put out there. So Laurie, just ask him for a really clear sign, and also ask your angels to help you to have a sign from your dad, because sometimes your angels will act as a bridge between your heart and his, so that you can feel him on the other side. He suffered terribly and I feel guilty. I couldn't help. Yeah, it's so hard, isn't it? It is so hard. When we see someone suffer in that way, Laurie, we go into trauma, and that trauma replays. And I know that, and I've experienced it myself, and I've worked with many people in my healing sessions in helping them with this. You need to recognize that he's not suffering anymore and let go of your guilt, because it's not your fault. It's not, you couldn't fix it. And also it was a temporary state that he went into, and then he was able to find peace. So it's your turn to find peace. You know those words? It's your turn. That's what came through for you, and I want you to take that. So please get some help in releasing what you visualize or think about as the suffering. That's what needs to be released, that and your guilt, and you will feel much better, I promise you. So I talk to the angels every day for guidance. Sometimes it's hard when you feel defeated. Yeah, I think feeling defeated is a feeling of powerlessness, isn't it? And when you feel powerless, that's when it sounds and feels like the angels are far away, because you're you know, it's like, I say this every week probably, a cloud going across the sun doesn't mean that the sun has gone away. It just means there's a cloud over it. And it's the same when we feel a sense of powerlessness, fear, anger, guilt, anything strong like that. It acts like a cloud going across the angels. And we think they're not there, or we can't hear them, or whatever, but it's because there's a cloud there. But the cloud is temporary, and it comes from fear. So you understand now, Melinda, why you got that card, which is strength, because they're telling you to be strong, that to don't give in to those feelings of defeat, because you're not defeated. You're still here. You're online right now typing to me, right? You're not defeated. And I'm willing to bet that there's many, and this isn't a lecture, it's helpful because I've needed to hear this sometimes too. There's many things for you to be grateful for. And if you can just start with those, the tiniest things, right? There's food in the fridge, or I'm typing this, or I've got a computer or a phone. Sometimes those are the things we need to grab onto. Sark, S-A-R-K, what's her name? Susan Ariel Rainbow Kennedy. She calls it holding on to the leg of God. You know, those times when we feel completely in the dark, completely defeated, completely powerless. I've been there many times, and probably so have most people here. When you feel defeated, you've got to find a glimmer of light, and it's you that has to find it, you know, because the light's there. It's just the clouds of our thoughts get in the way. So you don't give in to those defeated thoughts, and you can still talk to the angels even when you feel defeated, and they're still there, and they're still hearing you. I promise you. Okay. Pippi says, I love a card. We're almost at an hour. Okay, I'll pull one more for feeling mentally. And you know, when I came on this morning, the angels said to me, because I recognized how hard the energy has been this last week, and I was feeling a bit flat this morning. I did all the things. And they wanted me to invoke Archangel Michael, because it has been such tough energy. So we can't always just blame the energy, but we do recognize, all right, collectively we're going through really big stuff. There's big energies coming in that's trying to help us, but also we've got our own stuff that we're individually processing. And as that stuff comes up, we have to see it in order for it to release. So it comes to the front of our brain and we go, oh, hello, oh no, not this again. But it's actually coming up for us to release and to recognize and to see. So you, Pippi, have got stay determined and move forward. Get outside in nature. It's a 9 again. Remember completions. You're doing a release so that you can go to the next energy level. You know, you're going to be able to put some hard stuff behind you, and things are going to get easier very, very soon. This is what you're going through, spiritual growth right now. So what is it that's mentally pulling you down? What do you need to do about that? Can you cut cords with the thoughts? Can you cut cords with the incidents that create the thoughts? Do you need to do some therapy or come and have an energy session? What do you need to do? So this is a 9 of Gabriel, and if you see he's digging in the earth. So it's telling you to get grounded too. And there's Gabriel behind saying, you know, stay determined, keep going forward, keep moving forward, no matter what's going on in your head. All right, that's the lot. I can't go anymore because people want to watch this later and it's too long. You are powerful. Call on your angels yourself. We all have things, right? And the loneliness, the defeatedness, the pain, the suffering, the loss of loved ones, the health issues, you know, and sometimes it's so much more magnified, right, with this current world situation and with the other things going on. So we have to really look after ourselves, and that's what the angels are here for. Call on them, ask for them, write to them, tell them, pour out your problems, and they will help you. They will help you. It's time for you to take your power back. Angel blessings. Thank you all so much. Please book in for the webinar, Manifesting with Archangel Metatron, 21st of May. It's on my website. It's only $47 to join. You get the replay for life. You'll get a really powerful healing during that. This is why I started doing these things, because not everyone can afford to come to see me for a session. So this is a group healing, but it's no less powerful because it's a group. In fact, sometimes it's more powerful. So you're getting angelic therapy during my webinars. They're 90-minute long. They're life-changing. I've got so many testimonials from people who've had amazing shifts from being at these monthly webinars. I do them every month. It's a chance for you to tap in with the angels, get some full-on healing, learn something to get your power back, because you know, this is what we need. This is what we need right now. So go and book in for that. Once you've booked in, you will get the next one with $10 off. So you could conceivably book every single one for the rest of the year at $37 instead of $47, just from booking one webinar. Okay, sending you love. Have a great week.